So I'm a student, and I've been randomly selected to do this PISA assessment. I'm just trying to understand what the questions are like. Is it a bit like doing a National 5 exam?
Yeah, very much questions around real life situations.
Yeah,
So it's not based on, the science or maths questions you would normally do in, everyday classwork.
Yeah.
It's based on like real life situations. It's based on things like sustainability questions, climate change questions, questions that are really interesting to engage in. And it's going to test your sort of skills and knowledge in applying those to these everyday real life situations.
So reading, maths, science. This year, where's the focus?
So the focus this year is on science, and this is the first time since 2015 that the main focus of the assessment's on science. So pupils will get questions on maths and reading as well, but very much the focus will be on science and working into that, things like sustainability and scientific literacy, climate change are being brought into that for the first time. So I think it's a really interesting assessment to take for science, but there'll also be questions in the student questionnaire around people's views and experiences of learning science in school, and I think that's where a lot of the value comes from, is getting people's experiences of science and their views on themselves as their scientific literacy and their interests as well.
Exciting in PISA this year.
For each PISA cycle, they have something called an innovative domain. So that this is testing or assessing something that's an emerging educational or policy issue. This time it's called Learning in a Digital World. It's quite an innovative and engaging part of the assessment. It's looking at how students learn using digital tools, how they work collaboratively, how they select the right information. But it's something that young people will enjoy engaging with and give us really interesting information about how students navigate the digital world.
It's so specifically aimed at 15-year-olds, and I'm curious as to why. Like, what's the reasoning behind that?
The thought process is that 15 is the oldest mandatory age internationally,
Right.
And before students start to specialise in terms of the education or going into the workplace, going into further or higher education. So it's really focusing on what they've learned through their school education.
A particularly important window, I suppose, in terms of getting an idea of educational standards.
Yes, it absolutely is an important window. Pupils will go lots of different directions there, so it's a good way to, I suppose, equalise across countries what we're trying to test.
Like, does everyone get the same set of questions? How does that work?
So PISA is set up to be adaptive. So depending on the answers that the students give to the first few questions, they go down different routes.
Ah, okay.
Like
so choose your own adventure.
A little bit,
yeah.
And it's interesting in that way. It's the first time the science assessment's been set up in that way. They've done it for the reading and maths in the last two assessments, and it's worked really well. And the best part about it is that it's not set too high or too low for students. It's something that's suitable for them, so it makes sure that they have a good experience in the assessment.
When you say have a good experience,
yeah,
is it? No. I'm interested. Is it? I actually really enjoyed doing the questions. I went online yesterday and I did the questions, and I really enjoyed doing it. And I thought, well, is that just me because I'm old, or is it designed to be an enjoyable experience as well?
PISA is designed to be, quite engaging.
Yeah.
It's online. It involves interacting with it rather than just typing in an answer.
Yeah.
You're dragging things across. You're manipulating numbers and diagrams. So it looks interesting and engaging. It's something students often find more enjoyable than the assessments that they would normally do. So it's a low stakes, what we call a low stakes assessment. It's not something where you have to worry about what the results are. Yeah. It's something that you have a go, enjoy it, do your best.
It's really important, obviously, for 15-year-olds. Honestly, I kind of think everyone should have a go at it. Just because it is a really interesting exercise. Because it makes you think, oh, how do I think about these particular questions?
Yeah, we
Anyway.
certainly would encourage everybody to have a go at the PISA assessments.
Teachers should definitely have a go at it.
Yeah, I think we often, as the public, we often think that what our 15-year-olds or at school, the questions that they answer are not necessarily that hard, but I think we'd be really interested in, these are the types of questions that our students are answering well, and the type of information and knowledge that they have. So certainly, I think everybody would be enjoy and find it interesting.
So we've got PISA. Are there any other international assessment bodies that are going to be used?
Well, Scotland has re-entered 2 international studies. So these are the Progress in Reading and Literacy study, or PIRLS, and the Trends in International Maths and Science study as well. And the PIRLS assessment is going to be in primary schools next year. That's testing reading and literacy in P6, and then TIMS the year after, and that's going to be in P6 and S2. So we're going to have a sort of wealth of international comparable data to really understand and influence the Scottish education system.
That's the key thing, isn't it? Suddenly you've got lots of data, and with that data you can get a better understanding of what's going on, what the state of play is, how we compare to other countries, and then we can make better informed decisions.
I think it's really crucial that we have different stages. So PISA's very much 15-year-olds, but that's kind of the end of the educational and school experience. So you're measuring what they have learned. With TIMS and PIRLS, the advantage is we're getting into primary schools, so we're starting to learn, I suppose, what the experience has been at primary school, and that helps us to have interventions and policies that then will influence the whole school journey, and to be able to understand how that compares to other countries. I think it's really valuable.
I had a go doing the PISA questions yesterday, and I was really impressed by them. And I'm just interested in, this is an organisation that you work for. Why is it important? Why do you think this is of value?
The PISA assessment's of real value because of the data it provides. So it's a really rich data set, not just on attainment, how well students do in reading, maths and science, but also their experiences, their attitudes, how they think of themselves. And I think that the real value is matching those two. So we can understand how parental support, peer support, teacher support really impacts on pupils' lives, not just their attainment, but their health and well-being as well. There's almost too much data for us to use, so we're really encouraging other academics to use the data and to have a real, I suppose, culture around utilising the data for improvements.
There's never too much data.
Yeah, almost too much.
Almost too much data. Thank you so much, Keith, for chatting. Don't go away because we're going to come back to you. We're going to take a little short break and we're going to find out a little bit more about what happens with that data and what the PISA findings are.